Hi everyone, it is ChromeDesigns and I'm bringing you a Photoshop tutorial today, and in this tutorial you're going to be learning to make this logo, my YouTube logo. What it is, it's just bevel and emboss, some indented text and some nice reflection and nice gradient overlay. So first of all, what we're just going to do is just going to make a new canvas with 800 and height 800 to background content white. And then once you've done that, you want to select your ellipse tool. If you haven't got an ellipse tool selected, say if you've got a polygon tool, all you want to do is hold down your polygon shape and then find ellipse tool and then just hover over it and let go, and then you'll have the ellipse tool selected. Make sure the colour is black. Make sure it's a black and not like a light grey or anything like that. Make sure it's just a normal black, and then hold shift in the bottom left of your canvas and just pull up and make a decent sized perfect circle. We hold shift so we get that perfect circle, because if you didn't hold shift you just get a really weird ellipse really. So you want to just center it up, like put it wherever you want. It doesn't have to be spot on perfect. And then once you've done that, make sure that shape 1 is selected in your layers and then go Control J, and then that'll duplicate it so we now have 2 circles. But for now, what you want to do is just hide that second circle we just made, and now we're going to add a bevel and emboss to the first circle. We're going to change the depth to 1000 and change the size to around about 30, no, I don't like that, about 32. Yeah, 32. 32, I like that. I just use that for like all the bevel and embosses that I do. So now that we've done that, just hit OK, and now we want to make this second circle visible once again. Make sure it's selected in the Layers tab, go Control T, Shift Alt and drag down. This will keep its circular form, and you just want to make it just, around about the same. Obviously you can't tell because it'll be black, but you just want to decrease it so it's away from your bevel and emboss. So now what you want to do, we're going to edit the bevel and emboss further by adding the color overlay and changing the color overlay to white, and then bevel and emboss. Change the gloss contour to this 2 bumps one. As you can see, it changes the bevel and emboss completely. Now what you want to do is change highlight mode to normal, shadow mode to normal, highlight mode a dark grey, and then shadow mode a light grey. Of course, if you want that to be like a little bit darker, you can bring this grey down a little bit, and that'll bring it out a little bit more, and then personally I reckon that it looks nicer. So then you can fiddle with the angle. I'm just going to change the angle to about 90, because then you've got some nice reflection going on at the top. So now that you've done that, we want to get this gradient overlay going on. So to get that, we're just going to go back into the second circle. So just double click on it, and then we're going to add a gradient overlay to this one. Change the style to radial, and then choose whatever colour you want. I'm going to choose dark blue and a light blue. I don't want to make it too much of a difference, about that. Yeah, that looks good. And then, as you can see, it's looking sexy. Of course, choose whatever colours you want to. If you want to use a purple, if you want to use a green, just choose whatever you want. I'm just using the blue just for this purpose, just for the purpose of this tutorial. So now that you've done that, we just really want to add the text, but before we do that, you can see that there's like a little bit of depth between the bevel and emboss and the actual inner circle. So to get that depth, I'm going to go back into the layer style. I'm going to add an inner glow, change the colour to black, change blend mode to normal, and then just increase the size to your liking. I'm going to increase it to about that, so it looks like the bevel and emboss is just above the actual gradient circle. So I reckon that looks beautiful. So then once you've done that, just hit OK, and now what we're going to do is just create a text layer. So for my text, once my texture loads up, I'm just going to put SD, because that's the initials of my channel. You want to change the colour to like a dark grey, one just before black. It would actually help if it changed colour. So you want to change it to dark grey just before black, like that. and then just want to apply the transformation, go to your move tool, center it up, and don't worry if some of your text goes out to the bevel and emboss, because that's one of the effects that really makes this logo look nice, because as you can see, some of this text actually goes under the bevel and emboss, so that's an effect that I like to use. So just hit Control T, ensuring that the SD text is selected, and rotate it up towards the right corner, so it's tilted rightwards and it's pointing towards the right corner. Yeah. Apply that transformation, and now what we're going to do is actually get the text behind the bevel and emboss, like so on this. So to do that, we're going to Control or Command click on the second shape's logo, if you will, just a circle, and now this has everything inside this blue circle selected, but we want the opposite of that. We want everything outside of it selected. So what you want to do, once you've Control click on shape 1 copy, you want to go Control Shift I, and now everything outside of it is selected. Everything outside this blue circle, so the bevel and emboss, the bits of the S and the bits of the D is selected. Then what you want to do is just right click on your text layer and Rasterize Type, and then what you can do is, still on the text, just backspace, and then as you can see, all the text that was outside of the bevel and emboss on top of that bevel and emboss as went under it now, or well, it's been chopped off, whatever you want to do. And then that's that really. We've got the text under the bevel and emboss, and now to get rid of these annoying dotted lines, just go Control D, or you can go up to select and deselect right there, but Control D, it's faster, it's a shortcut. So now what we want to do is we want to get this indented text effect. So to get this, we're going to go into our text options, and first of all we're going to add an inner shadow, blend mode multiply, colour black, opacity 75%, and size about 3. Wait there a minute. Oh no, size about 40, and then distance 3. I've got this all written down on a piece of paper as well, because I couldn't remember all these settings, so that's why I might pause a little bit as well. So it might be kind of dodgy, but there's actually quite a lot to do in this text effect here. So now, as you can see, it's added little shadows on the side of the text. So once you've done the inner shadow, you want to add an inner glow. And then in this inner glow, you want to change the blend mode to normal, 75%, and change the colour to black. And now what you want to do is you just want to keep the opacity at 75% and change the size to around about 10. And then this adds like another just rim around it, so then that looks really, really nice. And now we want to add a drop shadow now, so drop shadow, and then in this drop shadow we want to we want to change it to overlay. Change the colour to white. We're going to use an opacity of about 40%, and then what we want to do, we want to change the distance to around about 3 if you use the 800 by 800 width and size, because then you can notice it, but you can't notice it too much that it just looks tacky. So you want to change the distance to 3, spread to 100, so just take it up all the way, and then change the size to 0. And then as you can see, it just adds a little glow around the blue circle, so it actually looks like the SD or whatever you put is like in that blue circle. So then once you've done that, you're done with the text, you've got your indented text, and now what we want to do is get this reflection going on. And you might not be able to notice it because I never really did it that well, but there's a little bit of a reflection going on here as well. So to do this, we're going to make a new layer. We're just going to draw any old oval, make sure the colour of it is white. I'm just going to draw any old oval. I'm going to make it around about the size of the top of the bevel and emboss. Just going to move it up upwards, and then I'm just going to edit this a little bit. So what about there, like that, and then I'm going to bring it down just a tad. Alright, so I'm happy with that now, and now to get this reflection effect, we're going to add a layer mask by pressing this square with like a circle in it on your layers section. So we're just going to press that, and now we've got a layer mask, and now we're going to add a gradient. Make sure your gradient is black to white, linear. Now we're just going to hold shift at the bottom of the oval and drag up, and now as you can see it adds the reflection. This is the reflection basically. As you can see, it's added that really nice reflection that we have over here. But as you can see, I've got like two reflections going on. So to get that second reflection, we're just going to do exactly the same. Create a new layer. Draw an oval. This oval, I'm going to make it more downwards, like that. Then I'm going to move it up. You don't want it like to start at the same place. You want it to start about here. And then what we're going to do the exact same, add a layer mask square with a circle inside of it, and then gradient, black to white gradient, it might change, and then linear, shift at the bottom of the oval, drag up, and then you have your reflection. But for this one, just so it doesn't look as dodgy, we're going to change it down to about 60% opacity, so then that looks fine to me. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer just before the text, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to get our brush. I'm going to use the size of about 349. Use whatever you want. Use hardness of 0% and change your foreground colour to white. Now what we want to do is just want to go right into the middle of your logo and just press down. As you can see, you've got that reflection right in the middle, as if there's like a sun shining down on it. But then I'm just going to change the opacity of this to about 80%, just so maybe about. Just fiddle with it. I'm burping quite a lot as well, so I'm sorry about that. If you could hear them, I don't know. It's just just random stuff. So you just want to mess with it until you think it looks pretty good. Of course, you don't want to take it down to like 31% because you can't notice it that much, but about 50, 60%, whatever, like that, so you can see that there is a difference in the middle. So then once you've done the reflection, that's that. You have made your logo. See, look, these are pretty much the same apart from the colours. The reflection is a little different, and then the Bevel and Emboss, because I fiddle with that a little bit more, it's a little different too. But pretty much you are finished. There's your logo. So if you followed this tutorial and you found it helpful, please let me know by liking this video. So liking this video, comment on what I could improve on next time. Maybe not read the designs off a piece of paper, but it was a lot to remember. I'm not like Albert Einstein remembering stuff. If Albert Einstein was good at remembering stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.